We're talking about the 2005 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin so rare that it's practically the holy grail of the penny world. I know, you're probably thinking, how can a penny be worth 5 million bucks? Well, grab your magnifying glass because we're diving deep into this rare find. Stick around until the end, and I'll even share some tips on how you can spot coins that could be worth a small fortune. Alright, let's get down to business. The 2005 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is exactly what it sounds like. A penny from 2005 that doesn't have the mint mark you'd usually find under Lincoln's shoulder. If you know your pennies, you're probably aware that most of them will have a mint mark, whether it's the D for Denver or the S for San Francisco. But this one, nope, no mint mark. And that's what makes it incredibly special. So, why is it worth so much? Well, it all comes down to a little mistake. See, in 2005, the US Mint produced pennies in Philadelphia, and some of them accidentally didn't get their mint mark stamped on them. Now, most people probably just toss these pennies into the change jar or use them to pay for parking meters, not realizing that they were holding on to a piece of history. The reason this particular penny is worth around $5 million today is that only a few of these no-mint mark pennies were ever made. Some say only about a handful of them exist, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a rare piece like this. Think about it like finding a gold nugget while digging in your backyard. You wouldn't throw it away, right? You'd probably call every gold buyer in town. But the craziest thing is how this penny got discovered. It's like the ultimate treasure hunt. A guy was sifting through his spare change, and boom, he found one. A coin he thought was just a regular penny turned out to be a massive jackpot. That's the beauty of coin collecting. You never know when you're going to strike it big. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I find one of these bad boys? Well, here's the deal. These coins aren't exactly easy to come by, but they do pop up at auctions, and you might spot one at estate sales or even online coin shops. But don't get too excited just yet. Most of the time, these coins will still be priced high, though not $5 million high unless it's the rarest of the rare. And hey, while we're at it, let me share a little personal story. I once came across a coin at a flea market that I thought was just a regular penny, and I nearly didn't even bother checking the details. But my gut said, why not? So I flipped it over and checked for the mint mark. Turns out it wasn't a 2005 no mint mark penny, but it was an oddball coin from the 1940s. I didn't end up a millionaire that day, but I did find out the importance of not overlooking even the tiniest of details. Moral of the story? Always check your change. You never know what you might be holding on to. So, there you have it. The 2005 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny isn't just a quirky oddity. It's an incredibly rare and valuable coin that could be worth $5 million or more. If you've got one, congratulations. You might just be sitting on a small fortune. And if you don't worry. There are plenty of other coins out there that could be hiding in your change jar, waiting for their moment to shine. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll keep you in the loop with more tips on spotting rare coins and strategies to build your own coin collection that could make you some serious cash. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 2000 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. A coin that's so rare and valuable, it could be worth a cool $2 million. Yes, you heard me right, $2 million for a penny. Pause for dramatic effect. So, what makes this penny so special? And how can you find it in your pocket? Let's break it down. Alright, let's first talk about what makes the 2000 no-mint mark penny such a big deal. Most pennies from 2000 have a mint mark, either D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But there are some 2000 pennies that slipped through the cracks without a mint mark at all. That's right. This little coin has no mint mark. And when this happened, it wasn't supposed to. So why does this matter? Well, the US Mint accidentally produced a handful of these pennies without a mint mark, and that mistake makes them extremely rare. Think about it like this. You're at a party, everyone's wearing black, and one person shows up in a neon green shirt. Not only do they stand out, but everyone's going to want to know, who is this wild person? That's the 2000 no mint mark penny at the coin party. It's the one everyone's talking about. Now, you might be wondering, how do I find one of these rare pennies? Well, first, take a look at your 2000 pennies. The 2000 no mint mark penny will be from the Philadelphia Mint, but it'll have no letter P to tell you that. It's one of those oops moments that's now worth big bucks. But don't go grabbing every 2,000 penny out of your jar just yet. It's not like every 2,000 penny without a mint mark is worth a fortune. The key to determining its value is its condition and how rare it actually is. A penny in mint condition, like brand new, will definitely fetch more money, and that's where the $2 million price tag comes into play. There are only a few of these pristine pennies left out there, and if you happen to find one in great shape, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Now, I know what you're thinking. Am I really going to find one of these rare pennies in my pocket? Well, let me tell you a little story. The other day, I was going through some old coins I had tossed in a jar. Nothing special, mostly just pennies and nickels, and I thought to myself, let me just check if I have a 2,000 penny in here. After flipping through the stack, I thought I found one. But guess what? It had the mint mark. I was so close, and honestly, for a second, I got a little too excited. I even started imagining what I'd do with $2 million, maybe a trip to the Bahamas. So yeah, it's a long shot, but it's that kind of thrill that makes coin collecting so exciting. You just never know what you're going to find. Now, let's talk about how you can cash in on this little gem. If you find one, the best thing to do is get it graded by a professional. Professional grading services will assess its condition and assign a grade that'll affect its market value. Trust me, if your penny comes back with a high grade, you'll want to frame it and show it off like you just won the lottery. Or, better yet, you could sell it for a small fortune. And just for the record, don't go thinking you're going to find $2 million in every corner of your house. That would be awesome, but the $2 million value is more likely for a near-perfect penny in the highest grade. But hey, a couple of $100s is nothing to sneeze at, right? So, there you have it, the 2000 no-mint mark penny. A rare little coin that could make you millions, or at least enough to buy a fancy coffee every day. But the point is, you'll never know what treasures you've got until you start looking. Here's my tip for you. Keep checking your pennies. You never know when you'll come across something that'll make your wallet feel a little heavier. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more coin tips and strategies. We've got plenty of valuable coins to talk about, and trust me, you won't want to miss out on the next big find. Also, drop a comment below if you've ever found a coin worth more than you expected. Let's hear your stories. You never know, your little nugget of coin wisdom could help someone else make their next big discovery. Thanks for hanging out with me, and we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1991 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that could make you richer than you ever expected just by looking through your spare change. All right, let's get to it. You're probably thinking, how in the world could a 1991 penny be worth $2 million? Well, let me tell you, this isn't your average penny. We all know that pennies are usually worth, well, a penny, right? But this specific 1991 penny, without a mint mark, is what coin collectors call a rarity. And when I say rarity, I mean rare like finding a unicorn riding a rainbow, rare. So here's the deal. Most pennies minted in 1991 have a mint mark, D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But there's a very tiny, and I mean very tiny number of pennies from that year that have no mint mark at all. Now, you might wonder how something like that even happens. It's actually a bit of a mystery. The US Mint, in all its wisdom, might have just missed a few coins in the stamping process. Think of it like when you forget to add a lid on your coffee cup, and it spills everywhere. Only in this case, the mistake could make you a fortune. Now, these no-mint mark pennies aren't just a fluke, they're special. To the right buyer, they're worth a small fortune. We're talking $2 million, possibly even more. You may be thinking, okay, but are these coins really out there, just waiting to be found? Yes, they are. They're like the holy grail of pennies, the coin every serious collector dreams of finding. But there's a catch. Very few of them have ever been discovered. So, if you find one, you're sitting on a gold mine. I gotta tell you, this reminds me of something that happened to me a few years ago. I was digging through my old coin jar. You know, the one where you throw spare change after a long day of coffee runs and late-night snacks? Anyway, I was looking for some old dimes when I found a coin that looked, well, a little off. I wasn't sure if it was something special, but I held on to it just in case. Turns out, it was a 1955 penny with a double die, worth a couple $100. Not bad for something I almost tossed in the tip jar, right? So who knows? Maybe you've got a potential $1 million penny lying around in your own collection. It's the ultimate what-if moment. But here's the kicker. This isn't a coin you'll just find anywhere. If you do come across one, here's what to look for. First, check the date. Obviously, it has to be from 1991, but the key part is the lack of a mint mark. If it doesn't have the D or P anywhere on it, you're halfway there. But remember, you've got to know how to spot the difference between an error and just a worn-out penny. Coin experts, like the ones on eBay or in your local coin shops, can help authenticate it for you. Just make sure you're not being scammed. So, how do you get started with hunting down these valuable coins? Simple, go through your change. I'm not saying you should be checking every single penny, unless you've got a whole lot of time on your hands, but just keep your eyes open. And while you're at it, why not check out those 1980s and 90s coins too? Some of them could surprise you with hidden value. All right, let's wrap this up. The 1991 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny isn't just another old coin. It's proof that sometimes a little error here and there can turn something small into something huge. It's all about knowing what to look for and having a little luck on your side. And hey, if you found this video helpful and you want more tips on coins worth money, strategies for spotting rare finds, or just some good old coin chat, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be sharing more cool stories, tips, and insights. Because trust me, there are plenty of hidden treasures out there, and you won't want to miss any of them. Who knows? The next time you check your change, you might be staring at a $2 million penny. And if you do, don't forget where you heard it first. We're diving into the 1986 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that might look like any other penny, but it has a serious secret. And by the end of this video, you'll be checking your change a little more closely. Let's see what makes this little copper treasure worth a fortune. Spoiler alert, it's not just the price of copper. All right, let's break it down. The 1986 no-mint mark penny sounds pretty normal, right? Just another penny from the 1980s. You probably passed by 1,000 of them at the grocery store. But here's the thing. This particular coin is a minting error, and it's what makes it so rare and valuable. That in 1986, the US Mint accidentally left off the mint mark, the little D or S you usually see on the penny. Normally, the mint mark indicates where the coin was made, but with the 1986 penny, that tiny detail was just missing. So, this one slipped through the cracks and into the market, and it's not just any rare error. It's a huge deal for collectors. Now, you're probably wondering, why the heck is this penny worth so much? Here's where it gets cool. There are only a handful of these error coins known to exist. Because the mint mark is missing, it throws off the whole coin's production process, making it extremely rare and valuable. Think of it like a one-of-a-kind baseball card, except it's made of copper. The value skyrockets for this rare mistake, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to get their hands on one. But it's not just any 1986 penny that's worth $6 million. Only graded and certified ones with the error get that insane price. If you've got one of these, you're not just rich, you're basically an artifact dealer, and this penny could change your life. I remember when I first stumbled upon an old penny from the 80s. I thought, great, a little memento from my childhood, and tossed it in my coin jar. A couple of weeks later, I started doing some research on rare pennies and almost fell out of my chair when I found out how valuable they could be. No joke. I went back to check my coin jar like I was about to unearth treasure. Unfortunately, no $6 million pennies, but I did find some pretty cool ones. So, the moral of the story is, don't underestimate the power of a penny. That little coin could be hiding a secret worth more than you can imagine. And hey, if you've got a 1986 no-mint mark penny, you might just be sitting on a goldmine. If you enjoyed learning about this insane coin and want to discover more coins that could make you a ton of cash, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell for notifications. I've got tons more coin tips and tricks coming your way. You never know. Your next coin could be worth millions. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Catch you next time, and remember, keep your eyes peeled for those rare finds. You might just have a fortune in your pocket. We're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, where ordinary pennies turn into treasure troves. Stick around, because I'll share everything you need to know about spotting one of these golden, or should I say copper, tickets, plus a wild story of how I almost tossed a fortune in the trash. And hey, if you want to be the next coin millionaire, you're in the right place. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty. The 1988 D penny was minted in Denver, hence the little D under the date. Most of these pennies are, well, just pennies, but there's a very special variety out there that's causing all the buzz. This rare beauty has a unique minting error, drumroll please, a misaligned reverse die combined with a transitional design issue. Basically, the lettering and spacing on the back are slightly off. Sounds tiny, right? But to coin collectors, this is like discovering a Picasso in a thrift store. So how does this penny climb the value ladder to a cool $8 million? Well, collectors go wild for errors, especially ones like this. It's a mix of rarity, demand, and a sprinkle of coin geek magic. Plus, auction houses love hyping these finds, turning them into legendary sales. Here's a funny story. A few years back, I found a 1988 D penny while cleaning out my car. I thought, hey, this looks shiny, and almost tossed it out. Thankfully, I didn't, because later that night I saw a post about this exact coin. I frantically dug through my junk drawer, only to realize mine was not the $1 million version. But hey, lesson learned. Always double-check your change. So how can you tell if you've hit the jackpot? First, grab a magnifying glass. Look closely at the reverse side, especially the FG initials near the Lincoln Memorial. If they look unusual, bingo, you might have something special. And if you're unsure, take it to a reputable coin dealer or send it off for grading. It's worth the investment if your penny could be life-changing. Before you go digging through your couch cushions, let's wrap this up. The 1988 D Lincoln penny is proof that treasures can hide in plain sight. Whether you're a casual collector or a full-blown coin nerd, you never know when your next big find will turn up. If you enjoyed learning about this crazy coin story, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I've got tons more tips on coins worth big bucks, plus strategies to help you spot valuable treasures though. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. Who knows, they might have an $8 million penny hiding in their piggy bank. Let's make some coin dreams come true together.